We're Nowak here again, just going to go over the preseason and everything with Rayo. One player I forgot to mention was Pape Diamanca, strong midfielder, just like Loss. I'm going to build around him. These two players were already at Rayo, so that's really good. One of the very first things I actually did as manager was re-sign Loss to a higher release clause, because previously I think it was only 3 million or so. It might have even been less than that, and several clubs such as Manchester City, Barcelona, others were all interested in him, so it would have been too easy for them to just snap him up, and I don't want to lose such a key piece that easily. So let's go over everyone. One future transfer is going to be Romario. Many of you probably already know who he is, but he's a right back, really good, really young, amazingly fast. He's going to be plugged into the starting lineup as soon as I get him. I'm not going to go over everyone that I brought in, because all of these people here were just random 16-year-olds I found on free transfer because Rayo had no youth system to speak of. So first off, Zizinho, I'm going to plug him into my starting lineup. Strong right there, I'd suggest him. Brought in Verhulst, he's a young goalie. Want to get younger so I can eventually challenge the likes of Barcelona and Real Madrid. Really just building up for the future here. Good cheap transfer here. Just defensive back. I need a lot of depth. This team had almost none. One suggestion I have is Zulu. He's like a young Chris Samba. Strong player, really strong heading. I'm going to use him on the corners. Hopefully he can knock in a bunch of the goals. One key transfer was Augustin Tarosa, simply because Loss got hurt during the preseason and he was able to score a lot of goals. He was also really cheap, only 250,000 or so. I was also able to bring in defensive midfielders of Bruno Zuccolini. 7 million, but it was over 48 months, which is why I was able to do it even though I had no money to speak of. Also brought in Rodrigo Bataglia. He's going to be another strong defensive midfielder. I want to build from the back up because I already have a loss, and the defense was already bad. I was able to go and get Lucas Digne on loan. I'm going to try and bring him in because we have an agreed price of 9 million or so. Really want to bring him in. Also brought in Laurentiu Branescu. He's a strong goalie. Agreed future transfer price. I'm going to try and bring him in. So that's pretty much the whole bringing in people. I spent 18 million in total, which isn't that bad, especially since most of it's over 48 months. And I sold a lot of the older players that I just wanted to get rid of, and that came out to be 11.5, which I find pretty good, especially since I didn't have much money to begin with. So you want to keep them as close as possible, especially since if your team's struggling with money. So, one second. Our first match of the season was against Athletic. We lost to them 1-0. Actually, pretty good match, especially since we were away. And I want to live com most of the games that are what I deem critical, such as Zaragoza, Levante, Racing, Betis, Sporting, just teams that are also the lower tier of La Liga, because being able to pick up wins against them means a lot more because they're the rivals for the relegation, and I certainly want to avoid that. So, gonna go live comment this. Auto number. I never really understood this. Waste of time, kind of. Alright, so they're playing a traditional 4-4-2. Hopefully I can score some goals on them. Kind of glad they expect us to draw. Kind of glad I was able to hold Athletic to only 1 goal, because one of the things I was actually worried about was my defense. Hopefully I can score some goals in this match, since they're certainly not as good. Just telling them to retain possession simply because that's the whole aspect. I want to control the ball and make sure they don't have chances to score. So if you guys have any special requests on who you want to see in a live comm or anything, just post below in the comment section. I'll be more than happy to help you. Probably one of the best transfers was the Zulu. He was only, I think, 190k or so, and you saw his stats. He's really good. So also, I was really fortunate that for some reason he doesn't count as a foreigner. It must be some glitch in the game or something, but I'll take it. I didn't realize it until later. So right now it's a bit frustrating because Zaragoza is having all the chances on goal. Not really sure why. Let's see. In regards to the staff, I got rid of everyone but that one scout. I really just had to. Nobody on that staff was decent at all. It was ridiculous. So I thought that was going to be a goal. Maybe even a penalty, if not. Come on. There we go. Let's go. Come on, come on. At least we're getting some shots on target. Corner glitch. No. Penalty though, so see who's gonna take it. I usually always forget to set up my penalty takers. I don't know, the assistant managers, that's what he's there for. Pretty good at just doing it himself. Alright, come on, make this. Of course. No good luck. It's a struggle. Alright, come on, come on. Well, at least we've been controlling the ball. It's been pretty much even, actually. Just halftime 0-0. No reaction. Usually I'll get a reaction to this. Passionately, I know there's more out of you. Usually, well, I guess maybe nothing, but normally they'll have the green, but nothing today, so fine. Go over to advice, see what he has to say. Alright, so we can't really pass. I'm going to try shorter passes, and hopefully that will help that. Our defense is playing pretty well. That's probably because I'm stacked in the back with pretty much 5 defenders, with Diamanka also kind of defending. Let's see. Alright, might have to replace Augustin if he doesn't pick it up. There's Tamadu, so hopefully he can do something if he needs to be brought on. Usually try to make the substitutes starting like the 55th, 60th minute, that way. Come on. Yes, there we go, Zizinho. Already starting to make his mark on Rayo, so That's a good. We really need this win because Zaragoza is expected to be 15th, I believe. So win against a team like that is really big because clearly we're supposed to be last place. And there are rivals for the relegation. There also are rivals in regards to club rivalry. So, did I click that? I don't know. So, who's tired? Alright, I normally don't like replacing defenders. Dini is having a really good game, so I'll keep him on. So, probably just going to replace the midfield. They're not having great games. Want to keep them fresh there. I might put Tamado on later. Really just trying to keep this lead. Really looking for Zulu to have a bunch of goals on corner kicks simply because his heading is really good. There we go. Right there. As soon as I brought it up. So, probably going to take off. Alright, so they're going to bring on Bruno. Go pretty much a defensive look. I really don't want to blow this lead, even though I don't think I could. But you never know. These points are pretty big. 3 points are always big when you're fighting relegation. Alright. I got rid of Kosa. I don't know if I said that before, but he tore his ACL, and I wasn't going to pay his salary for 6 months because that's how long he was going to be out. But he did gain Spanish citizenship, so I might look into a future transfer for him. Another corner here, so maybe we can make it 3-0. Nope. Level teams, so it's hard to judge the player's performance, and also it's really hard because the way I run the preseason, in order to get everyone match fit. Who's injured now? Great. Well, I have no one to put there, just another injury. So injuries have been really bad. A loss is out. Then Tino, I believe, or no, Tito. He's a right back. He's out with a torn hamstring as well. Hopefully this isn't that bad, because depth is a problem on this team. I did buy one player that plays the same position from Uruguay, so at least I have a immediate replacement, but I don't have anyone behind him. And as I said before, the youth and reserve teams are horrible, so hopefully these injuries aren't too bad. Alright. If anyone knows any tricks on how to avoid injuries, just send them my way, because, and as I said before, the youth and reserve teams are horrible, so hopefully these injuries aren't too bad. Alright. If anyone knows any tricks on how to avoid injuries, just send them my way, because this just seemed horrible, this game. Or this save. Alright. Well, we beat Zaragoza. If it ever says I don't think we need to address anything right now, make sure you don't actually put that, because then your entire team will get mad at you even though you had your assistant manager go over it. Alright, so we're currently 11th out of 20. So, Zulu got the man of the match. Alright, so 5 to 6 weeks. Great. Just not what we needed, but that's all. Make sure you hit that like, subscribe buttons, favorite it if you really like it, post any comments you have below. Thanks, bye.